Good morning. My name is Fermi Buitrago Romero. This is my task about Unit 3 Trends in Technology and Teaching English. We are going to try to give some information about it, some tech tips, and talking about cognitive computing, personalized learning, big data and analytics, smart classrooms, rich media content and virtual reality, omni-channel learning, content delivery, and its relation with transforming learning. Welcome. Okay, let's start. Uh, the objective of this work is to give some tech tips, and we're going to try to take into account these four topics. First of all, learners' perceptions and the use of blogs for EFL learning. Second is alternatives in ELT methodology. Number three is exploring students' perceptions of integrating wiki technology and peer feedback into English writing courses. And the last one is critical approach to integrating ICT into second language learning. For the first part, we're going to take into account hue and pay questions in the first text called learners' perception and the use of blogs for EFL learning. First question is, did reading blogs help improve your English reading skills? In what way? Second was, did writing blogs help improve your English writing skills? In what way? Number three, do you consider using blogs to be easy or difficult? Why? Number four, how did you feel about using blogs for learning English collaboratively with group members? Why? And the last one is, will you continue to use your group blog in the future? Why or why not? Blogs are a very important important tools in order to organize our learning teaching strategies. It is very important because of some characteristics like, for example, um, blog is a web application that display serial entries with date and with time stamps. So it is very important because you know who and when participate in the activity. Second, after finishing editing a new post or writing a comment in a blog platform, the post and comment can be instantly published. So it is very flexible and practical in order not to waste time when doing different activities in this case. Third, blogs have much to offer to literacy. They are perfect media for developing reading and writing skills. You have the opportunity to be very quickly connected with some pages that help you doing these kind of exercises and activities. And the other thing is that blogs facilitate interaction and collaboration. You don't need to go anywhere in order to be in touch with people and develop some activities and tasks because it is very um, instant, a very instantly activity to do. If you want your students to develop about some topics like grammar, reading, uh, and writing skills, um, teamwork, in collaborative work, in assessment. It is very important for you to use these kind of blogs because they are very practical to do that kind of things. One of the most important things that you need to take into account is that students need um, uh, to have good technical skills in order to organize all of these activities, and the activities are going to be really significant. Thank you. Being a practical work, it is very important to try to give some examples in order to consult some blogs. So here are some of these examples that I want to share with you. Second part of this job is about alternatives in ELT methodology according to Neufeld um, text in pursuit of alternatives in ELT methodology webcasts by Sen and Neufeld. The questions are: how do webquests increase students' learning motivation? What does critical thinking have to do with the use of webquests? How do you consider social skills are related to the use of webquests as didactic tools? Using webquest has many advantages and benefits. For example, um, they create and increase the students' motivation to learn through the challenge of confronting authentic real-life tasks um, through these activities. The other advantage is to develop some critical thinking in order to try to solve some real life situations, and the other advantage is to create an opportunity for collaboration with the other students that need to work together to complete some given task, or to solve some situation, some real situation. You can consider some elements that try to organize the use of these web quests. For example, the first part is to try to get a very attractive design in order for students to be very motivated to use it. Next, we as teachers could we adapt an existing web quest, or we could try to create one in order to support the creation of the syllables, and to try to be flexible in the use of some activities and sources and tools in order for students to use them when they are organizing some tasks and activities. Another factor is the primary resources needs to be found on the internet, and sometimes we can create them, because it is important for us to be very genuine and creative and innovative. So it is important for us to try to create those audios, videos, some text, some comics and these kind of things for students to enjoy them. Another feature is the importance to give students enough time to analyze critically and evaluate and assess the collected information that are organized in this web quest, and then they organize their activities and tasks in a very coherent way. So that's important for them. The other situation is the implementations, that the teachers should act as facilitators, not as teachers as well, but facilitators, trying to give the most important responsibility of the education to students. So it is a very fundamental situation for them. Mm, what are the elements that you have to take into account when you are creating a web quest? For example, an attractive introduction, resources in any kind of format, as I said before, unambiguous descriptions of the process in order for them to be very clear of what to do. Mm, and that's the most important reasons that you need to take into account for using this web quest. Thank you. As well as in the first part, it is important to take into account some examples about web quests. So I want to share with you these ones. This third part, Third part deals with exploring students' perceptions of integrating wiki technology and peer feedback into English writing courses, according to Link and Young. The questions are, what are students' experiences and perceptions of integrating wiki and peer feedback in English writing? Second is there any embedded social meaning in wiki writing practice? And the last one is, what are students' perceived benefits and challenges of wiki writing projects? Okay, by considering social context and sociocultural perspective enhance our understanding of a foreign language or so-called L2, including speaking, writing, and collaborative dialogue with the support of collaborative learning and peer feedback activities. The Wiki online writing system is therefore conceptualized as a tool, how do you say, for mediated actions that engenders meaningful interaction. Um, a wiki-based system allows users to wiki pages, blogs, forums, and social network into a community. So that's why wikis are very important because they they allow us to realize writing activity efficiency, perceivance enhancement of language activity, and interface design. Mm, it is very important for us to use these kind of tools because they integrate audios, videos, text assessment, and any other kind of tools and sources that we can use in our classrooms. Community members in these kind of pages can edit, update, and remove information easily and quickly thanks to the high usability and fast access. So it is a very comfortable situation and it is a very quickly and flexible one. Mm, it is a good opportunity for students to to learn about the design and use of these kind of technologies because they sometimes feel very embarrassed using these activities, and on the other hand they feel embarrassed doing these activities in front of a teacher in a classroom because not everybody has the confidence to use all of the skills in order to do this kind of um, tasks. Peer feedback in this situation is a very important tool because talking about writing in the written way, writing some kind of text and doing some oral in the oral text are sometimes very uh, uncomfortable for them. And they could develop these two activities with multiple drafts that have the common feature of a process-oriented writing classroom. Another thing is to to construct some peer collaboration that makes students feel more comfortable about the mistake correction and the participation in a very spontaneous way and trying to feel a kind of inspiration on the other students way to make some kind of activities. Thank you. Here we have some examples of educative wikis, so enjoy them. Fourth part is about critical approach to integrating ICT into second language learning. According to the text, Integrating Information and Communication Technology (ICT) into EFL Classroom Practice by Budaki S. And the questions are there significant differences in the participants' ICT knowledge and skill? Second is, are there significant differences in the participants' use of ICT in teaching? And the last one is, are there significant differences in the participants' integration of their students' ICT skills into classroom practice? The most important tips could be significantly ICT improve the students' performance and positively influence their attitudes toward the material that that is being taught. Mm, ICT-based educational environment accommodates all types of learners, visual learners, auditory, kinesthetic, and read learners. So that's why it is very important for inclusive environments of education. Another situation is the ICT is enhancing participation and communication by reducing the fear, the, 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 the uncomfortability that occurs in the traditional learning environments. They don't feel so afraid, they don't feel so frightened when they are um, interchanging information with the other peers because they are not face to face and they feel more comfortable that way. Even when the activities could be more flexible and practical and instantaneous as you could prepare. Uh, Another situation is that using this ICT in EFL classroom exposes learners to authentic language, enables them to communicate with the outside world, and fosters their learning autonomy. I mean, they are responsible for their education. They have the instantaneous communication through the internet and the web with another people in other country or continent, and it is very important for them because this means that it is a real way to learn about the things they want to learn. And the other thing is that the teacher, in this case, not act in the traditional way, but he took some different roles as facilitator, collaborator, learner itself, motivator, researcher, and participant. So it is important for us to try to take advantage of this process because for us is a source of professional and personal development source. Thank you. Here we have some advantages of ICTs um, used in technology by learning. So first of all is reasoning deductively. Second is language transfer. Third is semantic groups formation. Next one is keywords. Number 5 is linguistic clues. Number 6 is getting the idea quickly, and the last one is thought groups. These advantages are taken from Oxford, a paper done in 1990. These work have been done according to the reference of this third part of the course. So thank you and goodbye.